y'all. What's going on? Welcome to the Dating Chronicles. Let's just get into this week's episode. This week, I'm going to be talking about a guy. I cannot remember his name because he was just so fucking crazy that I had to block him out of my mental. I met him on POF, as I've met a lot of the guys that I have dated. I met him on POF and he seemed nice enough, Mexican dude, but military, real chill, laid back type of personality. He was in Maryland. This was when I was in Frederick, Maryland, so this was around 2013, 14 ish. So we talked on the phone for maybe 2 weeks before we actually linked up. During our time of talking on the phone, there were some red flags. He was a little irritable. He was irritable very quickly at certain conversations we would have. And that is a total red flag. Let me tell you, when somebody is easily annoyed like that, step away. It's not safe. So, but me being the crazy person I am, I just proceeded as usual. And we continued to talk. We made plans and we met up. Now, I made a mistake on this one. I did something that I don't normally do whenever I date. I don't let anybody know where I live. I don't let anybody pick me up from my house. And I always drive my own car. So I didn't do any of those. I let him know where I live and then let him pick me up because I wanted to drink and I did not. At the time, Uber wasn't, it probably was a thing, but I didn't have it. I didn't know about it. I don't know when Uber came out, but it wasn't something that I was utilizing because I had a car. What the fuck do I need anything to know about Uber? But apparently I should have. But so I let him pick me up from my place. He picks me up and, everything is cool. He's sweet, nice, he opens the door for me, and then we go. He's like, what do you feel like tonight? And I'm like, whatever. I don't care. So we went to this tapas restaurant in Bethesda, Maryland. That's a little ways from Frederick. That's probably maybe a 45-minute ride. And things started to get weird. At dinner time, he ordered for us. I didn't even have the option of ordering my own food. I was I'm picky as fuck. You really ordering? He's like, oh, you're gonna like this. This is delicious. All right. So he orders tapas and then he orders this big old, it looked like a wok, but it was full of rice and all this seafood. And it looked really good, but it tasted really weird to me. It tasted very oceany. I didn't like it. I didn't like the taste of it. And so I wasn't eating it. And he's like, something wrong with the food? And I was just like, yeah, I don't like it. And he was just like, well, why would you say you want to come to a Mexican restaurant if you don't want to eat Mexican food? I'm like, oh my God, I never said I wanted to come here. You asked me what I felt like and I'm like, it's whatever. But I didn't know that we were going to go to Mexican, but I didn't want to complain. So I was like, oh, there's got to be something on there that I like or that I could eat. I didn't think it would be a big deal. So I was like, I didn't ask to come here. You chose this restaurant. Yeah, but I asked you what you felt like and you said it didn't matter. So if it mattered, why'd you I was like, okay, it's not that serious. I'm just not hungry. It's all good. You know what I mean? So he's like this. He takes his fucking fork. This is his fork. Y'all, when I say I was terrified for my life, I was so scared because I didn't know what to do. I'm like, oh my God, I'm out here in these streets with no car and I don't have no ride home. Here's my ride home. So, how do I get out of this? And it just wasn't an easy situation. I didn't really know how to say, can you take me home? Because he was so agitated that I feel like if I would have asked, he would have said no. So I didn't ask. I kind of just went with the flow, kind of kept trying to feel him out and see what was wrong or how can I make it better so that we can get through this night and get me home safe. That's where I was at. After dinner, We were walking to the truck, and he's like, "Do you want to go see a movie?" And I'm like, I'm really tired. Like, I don't really want to see any. There's really nothing in the movies that I really want to see, and I'm just kind of ready to go. And he was just like, "No, let's just, it's still early. Let's just go to the movies. It's right up the street. Let's just go. It's a dope movie theater. It's an iPick and it's not." And I'm like, okay. So we go to the movies, and we're walking like and to get into this movie theater, you have to walk through the mall. So we're walking through the mall, and he's like, "Hold my hand." And I was just like, okay. So we held hands against really against my will, because I did not want to hold his hand. Like, I was over this date and I just wanted to get home. So we held hands. We got into the movie theater. And I don't even remember what movie it was that we were to go see, but we sat together, and he was very touchy feely. Like, he was just groping and caressing and touching, and I was just like really uncomfortable. Like, I didn't know what to do, and so I was just like kind of taking it because I didn't know like what to do. It was a very, very scary situation. The final straw of that for me was him like kept trying to like kiss me. Like, it was like aggressive kissing. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, if I kiss him, maybe he'll relax or whatever. And I kissed him, but then when I like pulled away, he like pulled me in, and then I got to the point where I was like, you have to stop. This is too much. I can't. You doing too much. I cannot do this. Are you fucking serious? Fuck it, let's go. I'm like, okay. So we get up, we leave, and we're walking, and he's walking in front of me, and I'm walking behind him, and I'm just strolling, like, you know what I mean? We're riding down the escalator, and he's like, "If I wouldn't known you were so fucking immature, I would have never brought you out. Like, why the fuck would you come on a date if you're gonna be fucking childish?" And I didn't say a word. I didn't have a response. Now, a normal person, I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. I should not have gotten in a car with this man. Like, he was a lunatic. But all I could think of was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get home. How will I get home if I don't let him take me home? So I just stayed quiet and prayed in my mind. Like, I was just praying, like, God, please don't let this man kill me. Like, I was so afraid. And so I got into the truck, and he starts driving. And then he just starts talking, and he's just like, this was obviously a mistake, and you need to grow up and all this other stuff. And he's like, I should just drop you off right here. Like, we was on the highway, and he was like, I should just drop you off right here. Matter of fact, let me just fucking pull over so you can get the fuck out. And I was just like, all right, like, if that's what you want to do, like, just let me out. Like, just let me out. He's like, I ain't fucking letting you out. And at that point, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Like, this is it. This is the end of me. There's no more me. Like, I'm dying tonight. But then he, like, flips the script, and like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, he just flipped into this other person and was just like, well, did you have a good time tonight? Yeah. Yeah. I had a great time. And he was like, I'm glad, maybe we could try this again, maybe do something different next time. By that time, we're at my house. The car wasn't even stopped completely. I jumped out that bitch, and I ran upstairs to my apartment and locked the door. Like, when I tell you I was terrified, I don't think I've ever been that afraid on a date in my life. Like, I was terrified. And he continuously called and called and called, and then started sending text messages. Oh, you're a fucking bitch, and I should have known to take somebody like you out, and you don't deserve to be happy, and you don't deserve this, and you fucking childish, immature, and this and that. I was just like, wow, block, 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 block. Woo! So, needless to say, I never stopped going on dates with POF. Like, I still kept going on my fucking dates because I was bored. But that probably, I'm going to say, that was the worst experience that I've ever had on, like, a POF date. And I know that it's very dangerous dating online and stuff, but it is dangerous dating, period. And you can meet somebody like that anywhere. So, that's the reason why I started Love Unlocked, is so that people can have a different alternative than online dating, is so that you can meet somebody face to face and get a better feel for them. So I really hope that you guys subscribe, first of all, to this channel. And second of all, I really hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Dating Chronicles, and I will see you next week.